Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hello, Cowboys Nation. Today, we're diving deep into an incredible story that's been unfolding over the past few weeks. A story that has the potential to shape the future of the Dallas Cowboys in ways we could hardly have imagined just a few months ago. It's a story filled with hope, strategic planning, and yes, some drama. Because when it comes to the Cowboys, nothing is ever simple. But this time, it looks like the team has a clear plan, a direction that could not only impact their upcoming season, but also set the stage for a potential playoff run and beyond. So, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you is packed with details, analysis, and insights that every true Cowboys fan needs to hear. Now, everyone's talking about the offseason, and for good reason. The Dallas Cowboys, as we all know, tend to be a team that's always in the spotlight, whether for their highs or lows, and this year is no different. The big question on everyone's mind is, how will Jerry Jones and the front office handle the slew of key contracts that are about to expire? Who stays? Who goes? And more importantly, how do they plan to keep this team competitive in a league that's constantly evolving? We've seen in the past that contract negotiations can sometimes turn into drama, with players feeling underappreciated or teams struggling to find the right balance between cap space and talent retention. But this time, it seems like the Cowboys have a plan, and that plan centers around one of their most promising yet injury-prone stars, Javant Williams. Yes, you heard that right. Javant Williams, the running back who signed with Dallas early in free agency, is at the center of this story. And guys, this isn't just about a player signing a new deal. It's about what Williams has done this season that's caught everyone's attention. As many of you know, Williams has battled knee injuries throughout his career, which has limited his playing time and raised questions about his durability. But this year, something clicked. Williams signed a one-year, $3 million prove-it deal, an intriguing move by the Cowboys, who rarely sign outside free agents with high expectations. And let me tell you, Williams proved himself in a big way. He rushed for a whopping 113 yards and scored 10 touchdowns, both of which are career highs for him. Those numbers aren't just good, they are elite. They rank him 6th in rushing yards across the league and 5th in touchdowns. Impressive stats for someone who's been fighting through injuries and skepticism about his durability. What makes this even more remarkable is that these numbers came in a season where Williams was clearly the centerpiece of the Cowboys' rushing attack. He showed explosive speed, vision, and power, and he did it against some of the toughest defenses in the league. Now, you might be asking, what does this mean for the Cowboys' future? Well, the coaching staff and his teammates have made it abundantly clear. They want him back. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer, for instance, has been vocal in his praise of Williams, even going as far as to call himself the president of the Javant Williams fan club. That's not something you say lightly. Schottenheimer, who's known for his offensive ingenuity, recognizes that Williams is more than just a good running back. He's a vital piece for the team's offensive identity going forward. And he's not alone. Other coaches and players have also spoken highly of Williams' work ethic, maturity, and intelligence, traits that are often overlooked but are crucial for a young player trying to establish himself in a league where consistency is king. So what are the implications? Well, for starters, the Cowboys are in a very interesting position. They have a player who, despite his injury history, has shown he can be a game changer. They have a coach who believes in him and sees him as a cornerstone of the offense. But the question remains, will the team prioritize bringing Williams back? And if so, at what cost? Given the league's salary cap constraints, the Cowboys will need to make some tough decisions. They could opt for a multi-year deal, which would show their confidence in his long-term health and production. Or they might negotiate a shorter-term contract, hoping for more consistency before committing to a big payday. In any case, the fact that Williams has proved his worth on the field gives him a strong leverage point in contract negotiations. But it's not just about money. It's about trust. Trust that he can stay healthy, trust that he can be a consistent contributor, and trust that he fits into the team's strategic vision. And here's where things get even more interesting. Williams' emergence this season could reshape the Cowboys' entire offensive approach. With his ability to break big runs, catch out of the backfield, and provide leadership through his work ethic, he could become the focal point of Dallas's attack, especially if the passing game faces any hurdles next year. Now, let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. This season, the Cowboys have been a team of surprises. Their defense remains a strength, with stars like Micah Parsons leading the charge, but their offense has sometimes been inconsistent. The addition of Williams has added a new dimension, one that could be the key to unlocking more victories in the playoffs if they can keep him healthy. Their offensive line has shown resilience, but injuries and strategic adjustments have sometimes limited their offensive explosiveness. The coaching staff, led by Schottenheimer, has been experimenting with different schemes, trying to maximize their offensive talent. And speaking of schemes, Williams' style of running, combining power, agility, and vision, fits well into the Cowboys' offense, which has historically balanced between a strong running game and a dynamic passing attack. With Dak Prescott leading the quarterback position and C.D. Lamb providing offensive firepower, the addition of a reliable, productive running back like Williams could be the missing piece for a more balanced and unpredictable offense. But let's not forget the historical context here. The Cowboys have a long tradition of valuing their running backs, from Emmitt Smith to DeMarco Murray and Ezekiel Elliott. Each of these players had their moments of glory, but injuries and contract disputes often complicated their tenures. Williams' situation echoes these stories in some ways: great potential, injury hurdles, and the looming question of how much the team is willing to invest in him. It's a delicate balancing act, and the front office will need to weigh their options carefully. Looking at the league as a whole, the Cowboys are in a competitive landscape. Teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, and Cincinnati Bengals have set high standards with their offensive firepower, and the NFL has become a league where having a versatile, explosive running back can make all the difference. Williams, if he remains healthy, could elevate Dallas's offense to a new level, making them more dangerous in the playoffs. But he's not the only piece. The offensive line's performance, Prescott's consistency, and their ability to stay healthy overall will be equally critical. And what about the fans? Oh, they're already buzzing. On social media, discussions about Williams' future are trending heavily. Some fans are already calling for a big contract, citing his breakout season as proof he's a franchise player. Others are more cautious, reminding everyone about his injury history and urging patience. The debate is lively, and it's exactly what you'd expect from the passionate Cowboys community. The media, too, has picked up on this story, with analysts weighing in on whether Williams deserves a lucrative extension and what the team should do to maximize their chances next season. Now, let's talk about the upcoming schedule and what the rest of this season might hold for Dallas. They're entering a critical stretch, with playoff implications on the line. The team's performance at home versus on the road has been a mixed bag: great energy at AT&T Stadium, but some struggles on the road. The success or failure of their postseason hopes could hinge on how well they maintain this momentum, especially if Williams stays healthy and continues to perform at a high level. The next few games against divisional rivals and playoff contenders will be crucial, and the team's ability to adapt and overcome injuries will be tested. Looking ahead, the offseason will be intense. The Cowboys will have to decide whether to lock Williams into a long-term deal, potentially making him a cornerstone for the next several seasons, or to take a cautious approach. They'll also be looking at other key positions, making strategic moves to fill gaps and strengthen weak spots. The draft will be pivotal, especially if they aim to bolster their defense or add depth to the offensive line, which has been somewhat inconsistent. But make no mistake, Williams' story will be front and center during this period, with plenty of discussions about whether he will be a Cowboys for a long time, or if the team might let him walk if the price gets too high. In conclusion, this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in recent Cowboys history. With Javant Williams emerging as a true star, and the coaching staff and front office clearly recognizing his value, the team faces a crossroads, one that could define their future for years to come. Will they prioritize his long-term health and invest heavily, or will they adopt a more cautious stance, waiting to see if he can sustain his level of play? Whatever happens, one thing is certain: the Cowboys are not just fighting for a playoff spot next year. They are laying the groundwork for a potential resurgence, and Williams is now firmly in the spotlight. And it's not just about football. It's about legacy, about building a team that can compete at the highest level, and about the passionate fan base that lives and breathes every game. Williams' journey this season has been nothing short of inspiring, and it's a reminder of why we love this sport so much: the unpredictability, the drama, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. So, keep your eyes on Dallas as they navigate this critical offseason, because what happens next could be one of the most exciting chapters in Cowboys history. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and IT makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. Now, as we approach the end of this deep dive, I want to leave you with some food for thought. Imagine a Dallas Cowboys team that manages to keep Williams healthy, motivated, and committed. Imagine the possibilities: an offense that can control the clock, break off explosive runs, and keep defenses guessing. This team could be a dark horse in the NFC, capable of making a deep playoff run if everything falls into place. But it all starts with decisions now. Decisions on contracts, roster moves, and strategic planning. The Dallas Cowboys are no strangers to high-pressure situations. Their history is filled with moments of glory and heartbreak. But if they can harness the momentum from Williams' breakout season, coupled with their solid defense and a resilient Prescott, they could turn the tide in their favor. It's about making smart, calculated moves, trusting in the talent, but also being cautious where needed. The front office's approach to Williams could serve as a blueprint for how they handle future star players, balancing immediate success with long-term stability. And let's not forget, the NFL landscape is more competitive than ever. The Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, and other contenders are always lurking, ready to pounce. The Cowboys need to stay aggressive, smart, and forward-thinking. Williams' story this season is a shining example of perseverance and potential, traits that could inspire this team to greatness. But the question remains, will they seize this moment? Will they lock in Williams and build around him? Or will they hesitate, risking missing out on a rare talent who has shown he can be a difference maker? There's so much at stake, and the offseason promises to be full of surprises. But one thing is clear, the Cowboys are on the cusp of something special if they play their cards right. Williams' journey from injury-plagued rookie to breakout star is a testament to resilience and determination, qualities that resonate with every Cowboys fan. As we watch this story unfold, remember, this is what makes the NFL so thrilling. It's a game of inches, of decisions, of moments that define legacies. So, stay tuned, Cowboys Nation. Keep your eyes peeled for more updates, analysis, and insider information. Because the future of the Dallas Cowboys could be brighter than ever, and Javant Williams might just be the key to unlocking that potential. Whether he stays or goes, his impact this season has been undeniable, and it's a story that's far from over. The offseason is just beginning, and the next chapter could be one of the most exciting in franchise history. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe Williams deserves a huge contract? Do you think the Cowboys should prioritize him and build their offense around his talents? Or are you cautious, waiting to see if he can stay healthy? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and detailed analysis of everything happening with the Dallas Cowboys. So, stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Cowboys.